We're joined now by Jamie McLennan. And Jamie, the Leafs enter tonight 6 points out of wild card spot in the East. The Jets are 8 back of the playoffs in the West. So if you had to pick one of these teams, who is more likely to mount a charge and get into the playoffs?
I'm going to go with the Winnipeg Jets, and hear me out on this, because yes, I believe that the Toronto Maple Leafs can do that as well. But if you take a look at the pathway, and what I look at, if Winnipeg can get healthy and Hellebuck can get on a roll and their top players continue to play well, you look at the teams above Winnipeg. Calgary's in a position that they might be, buying or selling at the deadline. Nashville, Seattle, LA. There's some teams that I believe that Winnipeg are better teams than. So if they can settle in and get on a roll here down the stretch, I think the pathway's a little bit easier to get to a wild card spot for the Winnipeg Jets. You look at the Toronto Maple Leafs, same situation. You are 6 points back, but you're fighting with Florida, you're fighting with Ottawa, you're fighting with Philadelphia, Washington. There's a lot of teams that are real quality teams as well, but the pathway might be a little bit tougher because all those teams believe that they're playoff teams. Right. So they're not going to be selling at the deadline. When you look at Winnipeg's, their pathway, a lot of the teams above them might be selling. So that's why I think Winnipeg might have a little inside track other than the Toronto Maple Leafs.
A little bit easier of a hill to climb. Yeah. And we know this league is streaky, so anything is possible. It's also possible neither of these teams turn around in the next month, and as surprising as that could be, should Brad Treliving and Kevin Cheveldayoff switch gears and become sellers at the trade deadline?
I don't think so. I think what they need to do is nibble around the edges. Both teams and organizations believe they have the framework to be successful teams. I don't know what they believe the end game is. You look at Winnipeg, a lot different story because of where they ended up last year, and they were so good. With the Maple Leafs, there has been a step back this year, and I believe they know that. But you want internal growth. You want to see Easton Cowan get to that next level. Nick Robertson has done a really good job of growth. Bobby McMahon, you've got decisions to make. But in that situation, I don't believe either one of those general managers are going to be sellers. If there's anything to add for value of the organization moving forward, you have to take a look at it. Obviously, there's decisions to be made. With pending free agents, that's a separate bucket. For me, if you're the manager, you've got to decide on if you're going to keep players or not. But I think both managers will be active in their own right, but they're going to not be going all in at the deadline, if anything, and they're not going to be sellers. I think they're just going to nibble around the edges.
I like that. That's a good phrase. Well, the trade deadline is now less than 40 days away. It's going to be on March 6th.